Good morning. Good morning. This was like I had 10 seconds left before I had to start the stream and I forgot to share my screen and it's all fine now. I'm right on time. Hey, good morning. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad to be here as well. Just one thing. Um, I'm still coughing and I went to the doctor Friday. I talked about this on stream as well. Um, at the beginning of last week. And I don't know what to do, folks. I don't know. Still coughing. I've got new inhaler stuff. It should work better, and it's not. Like right now, I'm I'm trying not to cough, but um, yeah. Anyway, so I need to try this one 3 weeks, and then I have to go back if it doesn't work, and then we'll have to do some more things. I don't know. It's getting really frustrating. So I really hope that I'll manage on stream here. Mm. We'll see where it goes. You'll have to put up with me. This is what you get. But good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mike, Samuel, Yasin. Good that you're here. Appreciate that. Um, Today, just some coding. I don't have much planned. A couple of small things. We're working on Tempest, and yeah, cool things are happening. Still, it's been like 2 weeks since I've dove back into Tempest coding, and it's real fun. And we're actually working towards a 1.0 release. And the goal is not to have like a full featured framework ready. No, the goal is that people can build a simple web application with it, right? For 1.0, and then we can incrementally add new features in minor releases, or we can break stuff and go to version 2 or 3 or 4. I don't know. But you know, one of the things we're really spending time on is discussing public APIs and making sure or trying our best that it's good enough for a 1.0 release so that we don't have to keep breaking things, basically. It's interesting. And yeah, today, some casual coding. Good morning, Terry, as well. And we'll see where it leads us, right? Let me maybe first share some insights here in in how things are going. It's super nice to see people pitch in. Um, I'm always amazed, and I don't really understand. I was talking to my brother-in-law about this over the weekend. He's a programmer as well, and I told him, like, look how many people are just contributing. Not so many, but I mean, 12 people just out of the blue decide to help out. I really appreciate that. And he said like, yeah, I don't understand how people have the time to do this. Um, but yeah, I really appreciate it nevertheless. Um, and this is just it's a fun project to work on together and to think about stuff, discuss it with other people, and learn from each other. So that's what this all is all about mainly. A couple of things we discussed quite thoroughly is like the query builder features, and I'm pretty sure we won't include those in just scrolling through like all the text here. Um, there are just so much design decisions to make here, and I feel that whatever we land on won't really be good enough. So we really need to take some more time here. And I don't want a query builder to prevent us from having a first version of Tempest. We already have queries, of course. You can use raw SQL to do stuff, to create migrations and to query models. And that will probably have to do for now. It's just one of these things that it is what it is, and it will take some more time, and that's fine. I did mark some issues with 1.0 tag, and these are the ones that we really need to uh, fix all of them before tagging 1.0, basically. That's the idea. Um, let's quickly run through these and see what's open. So additional validation rules is almost finished. There's a huge list here, and there are a couple of more validation rules we want to add. People are pitching in and adding them, which is really nice. So that issue is pretty much taken care of. Authentication and authorization. This is actually a big one. We need, well, a big one. It depends on how big you make it. I really liked how simple Laravel's like auth scaffold was in the past. And in my opinion, it's become like a bit more complex to set up these days. I really want something very basic. Users that can log in, register, change their password, basically. One thing I just thought of is that we might need to add mailing as well if we want to support. Yeah, we do. We need mails. Okay, so that's another version 1 feature. Okay, just thought of it. Let's actually add this mail support. Because, yeah, you won't be able to reset your password without mail support, right? Okay. So this is a big one, and it's not the most exciting thing to do, in my mind at least. So this is something I kind of am putting off. You see, I've made this in July last year, but we need this for a V1. Can't do without it. So let's go back to our list here. Let's take a look. We need to handle validation exceptions, not in the router. This was very weird of me writing. Thinking back in July as well that we need to handle exceptions within the router, but we need a way to catch validation exceptions. There are lots of validation rules. They throw validation exceptions and we don't do anything with that. So we need to add that data to the response in some way. And it will probably happen in the response sender, which is a new class that we, yeah, that might be the right place to do so. Global exception handler. This is something I want to work on today a little more. Just fine-tune some stuff. We need some GitHub action setup. Cookie support, session support makes sense, right? There's this concept of view models in Tempest. Let's actually take a look here at my my views. So view models, by the way, are just classes that implement views, and they can provide like their data as properties. They can do some configuration on the view file as well. They can expose functions, and then you have template files, which just use PHP templating for now, and they can access this view model, which is it's pretty convenient if you're dealing with larger applications. But the downside here is that you can return a view model or a view implementation basically from a controller directly. Let's take a look here. Oh, I don't use this view model here. Did I have home view somewhere? Yeah, home view. This is a view model as well. A class that implements view, right? So you can return these views from a controller directly, but you don't have control over like additional headers and response information, basically. So we need to find a way to be able to return a view, but also provide data for the response that it will be wrapped in a later stage. So that's an interesting one. I think it's pretty important to get this fixed. We need to write some docs. And this is just an issue that lists all the issues. Let's actually add my mail issue here as well. Mail support, like this. And what else is there? Model API. You know how I talked about query support, query builder support, and how we're not going to do that? So I did write some kind of very basic model support back in the day. So with some convenience methods, basically, because the way models work in Tempest is that models are just classes, right? They are classes with data, and there are some attributes there like casters and stuff like that to provide a richer API, but it's just data, right? Data and whatever methods you want to add on them. And loading data into those objects is done with the ORM, object relational mapper. That's basically the goal of an ORM. And there's this class in between, and it takes data it maps it to objects. Basically, that's how it works. It's simple. It's a simple concept. But the kind of unique thing about Tempest is that this ORM isn't tied to the database directly. It's just it can take a query class and knows what to do with it, but it can also take an array or a JSON blob, XML if you really want to. It can take all kinds of like data sources and convert those into the right classes, which is pretty interesting because it means that our models in Tempest, they aren't tied to the database. They are just data classes, and they don't really care where their data comes from or where it goes to when you persist and like one of these models. So they are entirely disconnected from the database, but on the other hand, it is pretty useful to be able to have some helper methods on the model itself, and that's what what this interface is for. It should actually be called a database model, and it exposes some methods. You probably recognize these from Laravel, right? You can call new and create and all and get and and find, stuff like that. So yeah, these methods are added to model classes. They are kind of a very simple query builder implementation, because if you look at is model, yeah, over here, like the implementations here. Let's take a look here. They build a query. So this make function is using the mapper. So they make a model, a collection actually, from a query, and like the mapper handles all of that. It will execute the query, and it will take that data and map it to a static class. So whatever class is using this trait here. So this is convenient, but it's also kind of mixing concerns. I'm still undecided about that. What I think is important, if we tag 1.0, we need to be sure about this API, because I don't want to change it 2 weeks or 2 months afterwards. That would suck. So yeah, this is just something we really need to think about what we want to do with this. And right now, I don't know. Like if you let's actually take a look here. I can't really show a good example. The thing is, you don't need these methods, right? You could as well just write a query here. So make migration from and then you provide the data, new query, like this, and you say select star from migration is probably the table name. Let's actually see. I refresh my database here. Should run. Yeah, okay. Now the migration table is here, and this should autocomplete. Okay. I should add collection here as well. So you could write this, and it's the same as that, but you can see this is a bit like more convenient, the first one. It also adds a lot of abstraction, which I don't know. It will be, we'll have to see how it goes, basically. So let's revert all of this. I'm just explaining this one issue. We're not gonna spend so much time on this today, actually, but I thought it was interesting to mention. The model API, oh yeah, mail support. Apparently we need mail support. We might actually use Symfony Mailer here or something like that. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so what I wanted to work on today, to start with, we'll see where we go, is this global exception handler. I did some work for it already, but we will need some fine tuning. Let me show you what I have. So right now it's disabled by default, exception handling. because it's still experimental and I don't really want people to be bothered by it. But if you look at Tempest and then what was it? Fail. Yeah, okay. So this is with exception handling, and this is without. It's well, you can see the difference, right? But this is very much hard coded, and we'll probably need to do some more testing here for it to properly work. So yeah, let me show you how exception handling works right now. So there's exception handler, this interface. It gets a throwable, returns nothing. And the idea is that there can be multiple exception handlers because you might want to render the exception, right? But you might also want to send it to a exception tracker, external exception tracker. So you can have multiple exception handlers. They are added to, let's see here, app config in an array here, exception handlers. And there's this, but this is temporary. There's this Boolean to enable or disable it because, yeah, I didn't want people to run into any problems. What's interesting is like serve. Oh, I'm in the wrong. Okay. Tempest serve. If you so if you with exception, I thought it was a URL. No. Yeah, it is. So let's go to our exception controller. I don't know what I call it. Let's take a look. Controllers with exception. Actually, let's fail so that it's the same as the command. It makes more sense. Fail controller. Okay, so fail. So let's take a look at the HTTP exception handler, because for HTTP applications there's a different exception handler than for console applications. So console exception handler. So these are two default implementations, right? And this one, this is the one you're seeing here. Oh, I have to enable it, of course. This is the one you're seeing here. Basically, I'm just looping through like I'm showing the message here, and then I'm looping through the trace and printing some information. And this is so hard coded here, it won't work in all cases. So I need to improve that. But for like HTTP stuff, oh yeah, I need to restart my server here because I made a change to my environment variables. So fail. I couldn't come up with anything better than just dump and die the throwable. I don't know. I think this is actually pretty useful if you compare it to like fancy exception pages. I don't know, like Ignition in Laravel. It has a ton of features. It's super good, but it's overkill for what I want to do. And I'm seriously considering just keeping DD here because it lists the information in a way that's readable, and I think that's the most important thing for now during development, of course. So I have if not function exists, DD will probably have to do something else. But yeah, I think this might work, right? Except for like there is some concatenation here. I actually don't know if you can disable it. Let's symphony dump server don't concat. It's not dump. No, what is it? No trimming or the var dumper component. The problem with using DD is that it just wraps like all these components internally, and you can't really configure it. Dumpers. Let's take a look. Dumper dump. There will be some config, right? Oh. That was something. Oh, you can configure it with environment variables. If you prefer not to modify the application configuration, use the var dumper format. Okay. Oh, but it's the server. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see a reference to configure. I remember something vaguely, but yeah, anyway, I think like for now this is good. And it means I don't have to do anything here anymore. Yeah, but you can't further inspect it. Yeah, so that is a problem. I need to make sure that works. I need to fix that. But then there's also the console exception here, which is too hard coded right now, especially like the line stuff. And I was actually interested in like PHP throwable. There's some docs here to see what's in the trace. Oh, you can get to trace a string. What does that do? That's actually interesting. Throwable get trace as string. This actually might be good enough. Ah, yeah. Let's try this out and then it might be fine. So what if we do it like this? Comment this out. Yeah, I do think that I like a more like this approach more by default, because I'm not really interested in these paths. I think maybe I am. I'm not sure. Let's check in chat here. No, you're not really sharing any more ideas. So yeah, okay. Let's say we write some kind of formatter here for a trace. The problem here is that these are just arrays, right? And so I guess that class won't often be there won't always be a class to share, right? And I have this like fallback here that doesn't make any sense. Oh, there's type as well, so I could actually do. Well, it doesn't really matter. So what I want to do is go to my fail command and fail command and actually use a function here to throw function. Would this work? Failing function. And then we'll call failing function here. Let's see what that does. Yeah, so here class isn't set, so we need to differentiate here between different types of traces. So maybe let's add something here, like a trace exception, trace formatter, which gets a trace, an array of lines, and will return an array of formatted lines, and will format each line differently, basically, depending on its type. So we'll have to return array map this format line like this lines. And then let's add this method here, and line is an array as well, and we want a string to be returned in that case. So if class is set, I guess we can assume like function will be is set as well. So let's use return match true here, and we'll say is set line class. Then we can say format this format class line. Otherwise is set line function, I guess. Yeah. This format function line, and default we'll just say this format default line. Okay. Hey, good morning, by the way, Sergio. Glad you're here. It's good to see you back. And good morning, Count Dracula. Let's take a look here at the comments. Do you have any idea why you're unable to further inspect the objects? I noticed the same thing when using, for example, Ray. Yeah, I noticed somewhere there's an option in Symfony's var dumper, like it trims information if the trace gets too long. That's basically the issue there. So, but I don't know how to configure. I remember configuring it once and I totally forgot. So, format class line, we'll say, let's try this AI generated output here. I don't know. So line class type function. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Then let's add format function line. Maybe AI will help me as well here. Let's give it a second. Yeah, okay. And default line, I don't know what we want to do here. AI, tell me, return nothing. Maybe just return the file, line file, and then we do this, and then line line. That's the line number in the file. Okay. So let's see if this works, right? So we'll make our formatter here, just hard-coded for now. Formatter equals new exception trace formatter. And then we say formatter format like this, and then we say this console write line. There's the firefighters again. I don't know if you can hear. Okay, so that actually works. We'll need to do some like indentation here. That's something we can do. And I do wonder if we can add arguments, right? So let's take a look here. Where's my fail command? String. Hello. Okay. Oh, we could actually like do it like this: string input, and we'll pass the input here, and then we'll say hi. That we have some more like more steps here, more arguments. Let's take a look here. So if we have a class line, so there are the args, but they aren't named. So I could do something like this. Oof. Yelmer is asking here, can you demonstrate how AI assistant can assist in code? Well, yeah, it's helping me. The thing is, like, you sometimes have to wait a little bit for it to find the right answer. And as with AI, I just wrote a blog post series about that on the JetBrains blog here. I'm sorry, blog.jetbrains.com/phpstorm. I did some tinkering with AI assistant in for unit test generation, and yeah, well, it's interesting, but you don't expect like the perfect solution from AI assistant. I would say help it to like speed up your work and then fine tune the details. And also, hi, Jelmer, glad you're here. So yeah, we could do something like this. This is actually what AI assistant suggested. So this format, and then we say format arguments. We pass in line args. I can't write anymore. So, and let's see what AI system comes up with. So implode on array map function R. I actually think this is correct. So we'll loop over all the arguments, and then we'll var export them. Yeah, this is what I need. Let's just add some named identifiers here. Fix my code, my indentation. Yeah, I think this is good. Let's try it out, right? So format arguments like this. Yeah. That seems correct. So we can do the same for function, basically. Like so. I guess. Yeah. So if we now change our input to something like this, okay. I don't understand why this is. Oh yeah, format args. For our export rather. Let's say string replace new lines with nothing. Something like this. Yeah, that's better. Well, that's pretty cool. So what we can do now, actually, Aiden, I don't know what you're doing here. You told me half an hour ago you had to help out your wife. So Aiden is one of the core contributors to Tempest as well. The third parameter to the dumper supports options. I think max depth and max string length are set to -1 exactly. Yeah, that's what I need. Okay, but I'm not gonna get distracted by that now. First wanna figure this out, because we can do pretty cool things here. Well, pretty cool. We can add colors, basically. We can add colors. Question is, let's just say we're only using this exception trace formatter in for like console commands right now. We'll have to refactor that a little bit, but like for example, we can say console style here, foreground red, I guess. Let's just mimic my yeah, my color scheme. Console style foreground green, please. Oh, dark green. We need dark green. Yeah, that's better. And then for functions, console style, dark green as well for functions. It's nice, isn't it? Maybe we do need to add the path to it as well. So actually, let's what I want to do here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this format function. let's do it like this. So formatted line equals formatter format line. Okay, we'll use that one, and then we can also say format line, yes, and then format path. Path, something like this, and we'll just AI assistant. Okay, I don't know if I want gray, but it's nice that it added it. I want yellow, dark yellow. Let's try it out. Then we can say like this. I really want brackets here. Oh. It's actually file. Okay, so file isn't always available. So if not is set line file, let's return. See, this is what I mean with AI assistant, right? Need to return. Oh, so there's no file associated with the thingy. Doing two things at once here with function calls, which is weird, because function line, what happens here? File and line, yeah. Oh, with invoke, no, yeah. Function class type, yeah. That's weird, right? Let's return, make this nullable, and then let's say if formatted path, like so. Oh. Yeah. Okay, now I don't think we need this. I'm not a front ender, and in a way this is front end. But yeah, I'm just doing some stuff here. And then I can get rid of this because it's included in the... no, it isn't, but I can do it like this. I'm getting the pixels right, folks. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if this is good. I think it will be a bit useful, right? It's definitely more useful. Like, let's compare it to the one without, right? So Tempest fail. Is it more? Is it better? I don't know. I think it is a bit better. I think it is. Right? We can improve this still. So question now is like this formatter stuff. Would it make more sense, like instead of adding new classes here, let's add it to our exception? I don't really plan on reusing it for now. So let's just do it like this. Private. Yeah, let's keep it like this for now. I think that makes more sense. Just keep it within console. We can always extract stuff later if you want to. But yeah, can you show us how AI can prevent committing bugs to main? No, I can't. So how do we test this? Well, it's pretty easy actually, because yeah. So test exception. But we need like a real exception here. Maybe we can manually add a trace, I think. So exception equals new exception. The message code. Who uses code? Never done that. Let's actually see here. Previous. So that's to build the trace, right? I think we really need to throw an exception. But okay, so what we can do, let's just do a higher level test here. So let's just say this console, what are we doing here? Fail output, output as text. So now we just get, if we run this test, nothing happens. What? Let's hang on a second. Let's rerun that. Yeah. Okay. So a message from. Okay. So one thing that I should say is that this like exception handling is disabled by default in Tempest tests, because most of the times you don't want exception handling. You just want the raw exceptions. So that's good, but this is bad because there's no output here. Which is weird. No, but we're not using. Let me think here. We're only using the console exception handler if we're let's take a look at exception handler initializer. So we get the application. If it's an HTTP application, we'll return the HTTP exception. Otherwise, well, if it's a console application, we'll return console exception handler. So what do we get here? Nothing. We don't even end up in this initializer. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, and I know what it is. Because these exception handlers, they are, I know. So this is where, so we have a console application and an HTTP application. When we call run, we wrap everything in a try catch. And if, let's take a look here. If this is, so this is enabled, and then we'll loop over all exception handlers and handle exceptions, and these are empty. Why is that? I mean, that's an easy fix here. We can just do in our test this app config exception handlers. We can add new console exception handler. Let's do this container get. Like so. So does this work now? Yeah, okay. Now we have our trace. Good. That's a lot of text. Let's just do some assertions here and see if it works or not. So this assert contains this is place. We do need. Yeah, okay, so what I'm gonna do is, instead of wrapping it in this will make sense. Hang on a second. Let me refactor this. Well, now that we're in this class here, we can actually just so yeah, the problem here is that if you use like these functions here to style your line, it gets added to like the output, which doesn't make much sense because it's super difficult to debug now. But you can get rid of those if you do it the other way around. So can we do it like this? This console, I need to write, not a right line. Output. And then we go here and we say right. Oh no. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. First we go here. Then we look at implementations. And then we say generic console output uses this trait. Okay. And this already has the right. See, I knew this was available somewhere. I don't know. Okay, so this is fine. Generic console output is fine. And then we need our generic console also implements this interface. Let's just add these method stubs here like so. And we say this output right line and styles. Then what else is there? So we have generic null console also needs to implement it, and that shouldn't do anything. And then we have test console output, which should add it to here as well. But without, it's fine for now. Okay, so if we now do write line class, and we say console style foreground red, right? And then we say write type like this, and then we say function foreground green, and then we say this format arguments like so. Okay, let's just check. No, I need to refactor this as well. I will say for each args equals, now we say this right this console. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. Let's just go with it for now. Okay, let's track our term value must be a type string. No, let's do void. Let's do void. And if line class we can just do it like this, no? We just do void and we say this. Yes. Okay, yeah. So this works. I need to add my my bracket here, and you'll see in a minute why this is better. Okay, let's run our test now, Oh, and it fails. Too few arguments passed to... Oh yeah, because there's no output here now, I guess. Because I messed up. I don't know where all of this is coming from, but in theory, like, there should be less. Yeah, there's no formatting now anymore. So let's refactor that for everything. And the reason that works is because console uses a output here. There you go. Base. Oh no, console output, this name was changed. Handles console output. It has a console formatter class, which does basically, it applies styles, but there's a test implementation that doesn't apply styles. Big thinking here. Good. So I have to fix all of this, right? So we just say format line like this, and then we say format path, and we'll of course refactor this to say output line, output path, and it should return void. It should say this right. This can be a line. No, right. This console right. And like so. This one we did. This one we still need to fix. Function, and then this part, and actually let's get the brackets from here. Let's do that here. Like so. Output. 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 And then we say like so. Okay. Output function line return value must be type string. No, it must be void. Void, 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 void. Okay, and now we have to manage our new lines. Console right line. Right line. For classes, functions, default line. Okay. Okay, so we're back to where we were. But now we can, we have better output basically. So what we should be able to do is this: assert string contains string, and we'll say, for example, our fail command, like fail command class should be present here. Output. Does that work? Okay, that works. We could do it like this. It should actually contain, I think, invoke, right? Oh, that was super slow. What happened there? Brrr. No idea. Does this work? Yeah, okay. It should also contain output. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think this is good. right? Right, Aiden? Is this good enough? Oh no, there's a warning. Does not handle circular references. Hang on a second. var export does not handle circular references. What does that mean? Well, I guess I know what it means, but how can we suppress it, basically? Test is a variable contains. Oh, no. Right. So var dump doesn't have the issue, but then you can't export it, which is kind of the use. It's what we need, right? Yeah. This is in Ray. Let's learn from Spassy. I added an a check log payload. Let's take a look whether it works or not. Whether we can find something here that can help us. No, please. Circular. It can handle circular references, yes. But how does it handle it? It doesn't say. Uh-oh. So yeah, okay. var export might not be good enough. It means you shouldn't push it yet. Watch me. It's disabled by default, so it's fine. Circular. Yeah. It would be close to impossible to generate parsable PHP code. Sure. If you want to do something with the full representation, but how do you detect? Hang on. Detect circular references. Uh-oh. Oh, Derek has written about it. That might be good. Yeah. This will be difficult. Try to add true to the second. I'm already doing that, I think. Console exception handler var export. Yeah, I am. Okay, what if we don't do this for now? And then we should, of course, disable this as well. Okay. So now we don't show the output. I don't know. I do like this more, by the way. Foreground green. Foreground dark green. Okay. Okay, it will need some fine-tuning, I guess. Oh, I've been streaming for an hour already. I actually have a meeting. I have a meeting I have to go to. Hang on a second. Oh no, I don't have a meeting. Okay. Oh, now this is totally messed up. Why is that? That's weird, right? Right. Line, please. Console stuff is weird. What happens if I do this? Foreground. Why do I always write FB instead of FG? Foreground red. What happens now? See? It's so weird. Console style. Bold. Like this. Like so. We might need to include a proper console formatter, I guess. Okay. This also console right. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it like this for now. I think. Why is this error? This should be right line. I'm gonna keep it like this, like for now, I think. And I'm just gonna commit it straight to master, to main. I mean, okay. Add a console exception handler support. Improve. Oh. Improve. Push. So, in summary, for HTTP stuff, we just use dump. Oh yeah, we still need to improve this, right? Hang on a second. I think Aiden commented with what I should do. Let me see. Okay, the third parameter to the dumper supports options. So HTTP exception handler. I'm just using DD here, but that's not gonna work. I should use var dumper. Var dumper dump, and then I say throwable. So this is the same, right? Okay, and now it doesn't have any options. Oh, and let's see here. Set handler register doesn't do much, right? Okay, let's Google for it. Symfony var dumper options. Options. Okay. We should do it like this, right? So, throwable. Hang on, what's output? Let's try this, I don't know. Import class. And then what's the error here? Oh no. Data. No. Okay, but yeah, this is where I this is what I need. Is this somewhere else? Okay, it's only an HTML dumper. So that means I somehow need to wrap uh-oh. So if I call clone var, I get a data object on an abstract cloner, which I need an implementation for. So I need a var cloner. Don't you think Symfony is just var cloner? Just wonderful, I meant. Okay. And then we need to do clone var throwable. Okay. So now what happens? Nothing. Because my output is probably wrong. And I don't know what I need here. Let's check the comments. Aiden. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, let's see. Okay, whenever is this function called? Let's see, dumper. Okay, yeah, it uses a cloner. Hang on a second. No, HTML dumper. I need HTML dumper dump. Dump. Of course, it's in the HTML descriptor. No, I don't know. No. This is... But it doesn't... Oh, you don't need to provide the output here. Okay. That makes more sense. So let's say, what's the extra display options? Extra display options, like this. Hey, look at that. And now I provide, Aiden told me to say -1, I think. Let's search for that comment. Max. Oh yeah, okay, so if we say do -1 and -1, which probably won't work in all cases. But no, it doesn't work. Okay, let's say 500. Max depth is no 500 is lost for that. I mean the larger the okay, it doesn't work. I guess no. Does max string length actually make a difference? It does. Yeah. Okay. So that okay. So we're doing something good here, but max depth is what happens if I make it insanely large? No, this is still. But I mean, it's good, fine enough. I actually think it makes a difference. Hang on. Like here we can go to arguments in the Second before last. Oh, here we can do as well. I'm not sure. I think it will have to do for now. I'm okay. I'm okay doing it like this for now. Yeah, max depth. Let's put it at 50. I don't know if it makes a difference. Maybe it does in some cases. Maybe it does. Okay. Okay. This is good enough. Use var dumper for HTTP exception handler. Push. Oh, I didn't run composer QA. Hang on. Like that. QA. Okay, cool. Can I close this issue now? I think I can. Like for now, I think it's good. Well, no, I still need to get rid of the default disabled thingy. Okay, I have to do some playing around with it. But that's all for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for thinking along with me and watching me struggle once again. I really appreciate that. I hope to see you in the next stream. Let me know your comments and thoughts about all we're doing here. If you want to check out Tempest, the link is in the description as well. So I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye bye.